Let's add some fire to this ball. We're going to use a particle effect. We're going to make a particle. Let's take a look at the particle extends object. It's used by the emitter class to track an existing particle. So we don't want to make that, we actually want to make an emitter. Yeah, we don't know what that means. We do want an emitter. So each little fireball guy is going to have his own emitter here. And let's go ahead and check that out. It is a graphic type. So let's go ahead and set this up. Fireball trail is going to equal a new emitter. Source any. Fireball coin. Why do we name that fireball coin? I don't know, but I kind of like it. Frame width. Well, how big is our fireball coin? I guess we can open that. Thanks, Picasso. You want to tell me how big it is? Oh, I can blog it. I don't want to blog the shit. I want to see. Let's go to the shell menu. Get the props. 70 by 70. 70 by 70. Alright. So, first thing we need is a new type. We're just going to call this one trail. It's going to want an array of frames. Well, there's just one frame. It's 0, right? So now we can do stuff with this new type. We can set color, set gravity, set motion, all this stuff. But now that we have our firewall with our new type set up, we can go ahead and fix this graphic problem. So what we're doing right now is we're just setting image to a graphic. Well, we're going to have two graphics now. One's going to be the image, one's going to be our emitter. We want our emitter behind the graphic, so we'll use what's called add graphic, right? And that's going to add it to a list. So the first graphic that we want to add is going to be our trail, fireball trail. The second graphic is going to be our fireball image. This fireball coin thing's bugging me. I'm going to refactor that. I'm going to rename that to fireball art. Problem solver. Now we can go ahead and run it. There ain't much of a difference at all, you can see. This is probably going to be a little interesting, since our fireball trail is going to follow our fireball. And I'll show you what happens, but you're not going to like it. So each time we update, let's go ahead and spit out a baby fireball. Fireball trail.emit. Which one do we want to emit? Fireball trail. At where? Well, our current X and our current Y. This currently isn't going to do much since all we have is this new type. So we want to set up some of the properties of it. So we say set motion. It's going to ask us for a string. We'll say trail. Angle. It's the launch direction. So we want to determine, do we want to launch from the top or the bottom, right? So we obviously want to launch from the opposite way that it's going. So we'll probably want to set this up down in our added function. But for now we'll just say 0. Distance, we'll say it goes 100. Duration lives for a second. Now here's where the particle gets to be cool. It's going to have a range for all of these values. So we'll go ahead and set, I don't know, 25-degree angle range, 50 pixel distance range, and like half a second duration range. And we won't put an ease on it. Let's go ahead and copy this and move it down to our added function. So now let's see what happens when we emit trail. I'm not really seeing anything. Whoa, there goes that guy. What's... Yep. Okay, what's that guy up to? He's up to a problem. This this looks incredibly dangerous. So, whoa. Check that guy out. Alright, Jesus, let's stop this nonsense. So the problem that we're having is the graphic is moving with our entity. So these values here, they don't make sense. Which means that for our fireball trail, we need to do a little bit of extra work on that. So we'll set the scroll X to 0. As well as the scroll Y. And that means that it's just going to be stuck to the camera. And hopefully we won't be seeing any of that crazy business. Nope, we're still seeing some crazy business. Whoa. Yowza. That's... And notice how I'm not colliding with these. These are by things in the past that hadn't hit me yet. Yeah. So perhaps the easiest thing to do might not be to have the particle inside of the graphic itself, but rather to make a new entity to handle all of our particles.